whoever is selling his home for him. So he has an expectation of what he's going to get at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
At the closing. Okay. So let's talk escrow fees. Who pays for the escrow fees?
I don't know.
The seller does.
Well,
what
do you mean the escrow fees?
No, there's escrow.
I've seen them there, but I don't know.
All right. All right. We're going to start with, on the seller's side of a transaction, in an FHA loan, a lot of times one of the main reasons why people are doing FHA transactions is because maybe they don't have 20% to put down on the property or 5% to be put down on the property. Right. So these fees that the investment that a buyer needs to make is larger than 3.5%. Right. Okay. So a lot of times in an FHA transaction, the buyer will ask for a certain percentage up to 6%. Right. That's the key. To be financed by the seller. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of times a seller, when they get that contract in there, it's going to ask for them to pay a percentage of the closing costs and the other fees that we have talked about previously. On an FHA loan, Trent, a seller can pay up to 6% of the purchase price towards the buyer's closing costs or prepaid items in order to help that buyer buy their home. Right. Now, this is a good thing. The reason that it's good is it opens your house up to a pool of buyers that normally wouldn't be able to buy a home. Right. And so, you know, most of the time you don't get anywhere near 6%, but you can.
Right. So what Scott's saying is that you can use that 6% to do a combination of things. Mm-hmm. You can get them as close as possible to that 3.5%. Okay, so because they wouldn't have to make an investment into closing costs and those things, so they would just have the 3.5%
down payment.
Down payment. Right. So you can remove that investment of the closing costs. Right. Now, the other thing you can do is, let's say you've got a cuss buyer. You talked about you can open the pool of buyers open. So in other words, what you can do is you can do what they call a seller buy down strategy. Right. That would lower the interest rate. So in other words, what that would do is it lowers the interest rate, so it lowers the buyer's payment.
Well, let's use it like this. You could have a customer that doesn't qualify, say at the going interest rate of 5 or 5.5%, whatever the rate is. You could buy that rate down for that customer, so it's better, so he can make those payments.
Okay, so 2% might buy his rate down by 3/8 to 0.5%.
Yeah, or even more.
So you might even be able to move down from like a 5 to a 4.5.
Right.
To open it up to a larger pool of buyers. It's a good marketing technique.
Absolutely.
For builders to use to open the property up to the most.
And folks, as you know, in this market, being able to sell your house to the largest pool of buyers is key in getting it sold quickly.
Right. Inventories are large. You know, the buyers are thin. Most are first-time home buyers. When you've got over 50% of the market moving FHA product, first-time home buyers, it makes it tough. But this is one advantage that you can use. Let's talk about